Alright, what is going on everybody? Kevin Cage back with another crypto update. I hope everybody's doing well, and we have a bunch of info to go over in today's video, specifically the open standard announcement that came out yesterday. We know that Ripple the company is involved as an integration partner, so not financial advice, but likely OpenUSD will eventually launch on the XRP ledger. So this is a massive announcement that came out with about 140 different businesses. So we're going to break this down because I'm still trying to get a grasp on everything, and we can see that this stablecoin, OpenUSD, is built to move trillions of dollars. So let's get right into it. And full disclosure, if I sound a little different in today's video, I decided to not use Voicemeeter because it's been corrupting my audio. So we are basically just going to raw dog this video using my normal microphone right in OBS with basic filters. So I guess that's not really raw dogging. Maybe I'm wearing a cheap condom in that case, but you guys get it. Alright, I don't know why I just said that, but anyways, let's get into this. So we have OpenUSD. They launched with a massive list of backers. We have companies like American Express, MasterCard, Visa, crypto companies like Stellar, Ripple, Solana, Polygon. We have BlackRock, Stripe, and Tempo, the new blockchain. We have Google. If I didn't say already, we have platforms like Shopify and DoorDash, Coinbase. All of these companies that essentially compete with each other in one way or another are all backing the same coin at a single time. And when this news dropped, we can even see different headlines. As soon as I find it right there, we have Circle stock falling 16% after the OpenUSD stablecoin consortium launched. Now this article, or this giant write-up on Twitter, is very extensive. We can see just a giant list of companies. We can also go to the partner list right on their website, and just scrolling through this list, I mean, this is without a doubt the largest stablecoin consortium at launch, by the way, that I've ever seen. We can just go on, and we do know that Ripple is in fact an integration partner, but when you are one of like 140 different partners, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think it's a lot harder to stand out and be prioritized when you are one of over 100 different company options, but obviously Ripple has a seat at a variety of tables. So we know that they were also named right here by MasterCard, working together with Polygon and a variety of groups. Stripe and Tempo is key that I'm keeping an eye on. Coinbase, you name it, and Solana. I don't want to miss any. T54 Labs, again, Ripple the company made an investment in them for agentic AI on the XRP ledger. And this is really interesting news that we already went over, so I'll be brief, but with MasterCard launching Agent Pay for machine-to-machine payments. Now, why I'm saying this is stablecoins are here to stay. They have several $100 billion in market cap today. They are predicting for the stablecoin market cap alone to grow to $1.5 trillion by 2030. And we have Open Standard, or this OpenUSD consortium, explaining all of this. Stablecoins power $46 trillion, $9 trillion adjusted in annual transactions. So yes, they're here to stay. And we just have to think about it. Whether you love or hate stablecoins, we have to understand that AI, crypto or digital assets, and RWAs, and robotics, and IoT, all of these industries are climbing, and then you have the wild cards like quantum computing, which is even crazier. All of these things are going to improve, and for agentic finance, machine-to-machine payments, or just agents doing things that people can do, and just having agents do things on our behalf and running 24/7 or even machine-to-machine, these are going to be leveraging stablecoins. Stablecoins operate on top of crypto networks, so crypto networks are absolutely needed. Now, going through this write-up, let's kind of explain what OpenUSD, this stablecoin with Open Standard, is trying to do differently. They're trying to flip this entire model upside down. So let's think about the company Circle. You issue the coin, it sits on reserves behind it, and it keeps all of the interest, and that float is basically free money, and that's the reason that Circle exists. What OpenUSD is doing is just flipping that so that all of the interest goes right back to the businesses that are using the coin rather than the issuer. So it's free to mint, and you can redeem any size. So basically, they built a stablecoin that pays the users instead of the issuer. So OpenUSD introduces three key design principles. We have build per scale. Businesses can mint and redeem OpenUSD at no cost and with no artificial limits on volume. We can earn by default. Partners receive all of the earnings from OpenUSD's reserves, less a small management fee to cover OpenUSD's operational costs. And 3, govern collaboratively. OpenUSD will be operated by Open Standard, an independent company with a board made up of OpenUSD's partners, ensuring decisions are made for the collective interest, not a single entity. So I really like that. So basically, stablecoins are cool or they have great strengths, but they use them at scale. Businesses need something that's open, low cost, high throughput, broadly accessible, and aligned to their interests. So they are positioning this OpenUSD stablecoin as the stablecoin that is built for the internet economy. So this makes it very interesting to look at how the stablecoin market is going to perform and how other stablecoins, or competitors in this case, are going to measure up in the future to OpenUSD. We even have a quote from DoorDash co-founder right here, Andy Fang. What they value about USD, or what sets OpenUSD apart, is that it's genuinely open. No single company controls it, and the partners building on it have a seat at the table. So I can definitely see why this is attractive for many. So we're going to have to keep tabs, and what you're going to keep tabs on, it's a stablecoin, so it's not like you can buy it and expect higher price, but the ticker is going to be OUSD. We can see down below that they plan to launch later this year. Alright, next up, so we also got some additional news with Ripple the company getting further regulation and further rolling out Ripple payments across the European Economic Area. Now, another side note is just related to this OpenUSD announcement with Open Standard. So if we're thinking about it, they got 140 different companies together and got them on a single consortium. Now, I'm wondering how long that actually took. Was it, 6 months? Was it 12 months? Was it 2 years? And likely assuming, not financial advice, that the company Ripple at least knew of OpenUSD and this plan for a little while now. So understanding that and looking at recent Ripple developments of expansion, the Ripple US dollar, lending, which we're going to dive into in today's video, it just makes you wonder, how has that changed Ripple's roadmap, since they have a lot of information that we don't know? Just makes me wonder when I'm dot connecting. So we have up top, Ripple securing a preliminary MiCA, or Markets and Crypto Assets Regulation CASP license, enabling full-scale payment services across Europe. So we already know MiCA, the Markets and Crypto Assets Regulation, and the European Union, and now we have the CASP license, Crypto Asset Service Provider, from Luxembourg's CSSF. So they got a green light letter subject to final conditions, enabling Ripple to scale regulated crypto asset services to FIs, or financial institutions, and businesses across 30 countries of the European Economic Area. And along with that, we even had Ripple's stablecoin, the Ripple US dollar, officially going live in Japan. But we can see that the Ripple US dollar launched in Japan following the regulatory approval from the Japan Financial Services Agency, under which the Ripple US dollar is categorized as a new type of electronic payment instrument under Japan's Payment Services Act. And that act is intended for foreign-issued stablecoins that ensure the safety and regulatory standards required under Japanese law. So point being, the Ripple US dollar is heavily regulated. And its partnerships and its expansion shows. So this is all with SBI Group. If you've been in the XRP community for years, I'm sure you guys have heard about SBI Holdings, SBI VC Trade, their subsidiary. They have been working with Ripple, I believe, since 2016. I didn't even research them until 2018, when everybody started talking about them. Alright, next up, another very important thing to understand is that the lending could be coming to the XRP ledger very soon. So we are on XRP Scan looking at the amendments registry, and we have XLS 66, the lending protocol, along with XLS 65, the single asset vault. I believe we talked about both of these in the last video or the video before that, and we can see that right now there is voting. So we still need these to pass. I know that amendments can take weeks or even months, but this is likely going to come to the XRP ledger. So we went over this blog by a RippleX developer, and this came out just a couple weeks back, discussing the XRP Ledger lending protocol. Now this is a very big deal because we have never had a native lending protocol on the XRP Ledger. And there's a reason why they are calling this one of the most rigorously tested upgrades in XRP Ledger history. And the list goes on. We have all types of testing, performance and quality, we have audits, we have the public attackathon, or the $200,000 public bug bounty. They got the results, all the foundings were reviewed by RippleX's core engineering team and addressed every identified issue and prepared the codebase for re-audit. We had the re-audit post-attackathon, on and on, so there is a reason that they're taking this seriously. Because if and when this lending protocol gets voted on and approved, you have to understand that this unlocks the institutional grade lending and borrowing on-chain between all of these jurisdictions. We already discussed Europe and Japan, the Ripple US dollar, expanding Ripple payments, talking about Luxembourg with the CASP regulation. So I believe there is a big plan, and I believe that lending is absolutely necessary for the XRP ledger. And to finish up today's video, this is really important. So I posted this the other day. Everybody's freaking out with Bitcoin dipping under 60K. It's right around there today, and everything being red, referring to the alts. I know a lot of us, or many of us, lived through the 2020 crash, looking at the markets in March of 2020, and buying then was life-changing for myself. Not that I was able to buy a bunch, but when you're buying, ETH at around $100 or XRP under 15 cents, it makes a difference. And I know that moment was especially life-changing for me thanks to the 2021 bull run and the massive cycle that we saw. So my point for everybody watching this video is please be ready for anything this year. Nobody knows the future. But again, opportunities are always present, and sometimes that opportunity is only viewed as an opportunity years later. So that's the entire mindset to keep. You have to have a long-term time horizon in this crazy space. And that's exactly why I've had my Roth IRA with iTrust for 6.5 years now. I can DCA into dips, and most importantly, I can keep dry powder on the side. So I can hold the US dollar directly if I don't want crypto exposure. I can hold stablecoins, and I'm ready for anything. And I know that green markets feel great, like in 2024 or back in 2021, and they make us feel like a genius, but the red markets are where we actually make a difference and build the real position for wealth. So that's the entire mindset I want everybody to have. I'm not telling you to go catch a falling knife. Nobody knows where we're going to bottom out at before a big recovery. But again, the importance is being ready. So when you're ready, you can move and make a difference. And you can find my link in the top of the YouTube video description, along with being in the first link in my link tree to get started and get a $100 funding bonus. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button, let me know your thoughts down below, and I will catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash the like button and let me know your thoughts down below. You can find all links to my crypto resources, including tools for charting, trading bots, wallets, portfolio trackers, and exclusive discounts right in my link tree in the video description. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.